Hi there. The first episode of this vlog is going to be a 1-1 home game in Victoria, BC, because Elements Casino doesn't let you record. And I say it's a 1-1 home game, it's more like a 1-1-2-5 home game, or sometimes even bigger. So, hope you guys enjoy the show. So for this hand, the button strauss onto 2, the big blind limps in, and we peel King 10 of diamonds in the cutoff. So in this game, people are really inelastic, so if we had a good hand like aces, we could go bigger, like raise to 15, and the players at this game aren't going to notice that we're going bigger with aces and smaller with King 10 of diamonds. They're just not going to know. And, you know, if they're limping in with 5-3 of diamonds, folding's not really in their range. So if we wanted to, we could go way bigger, but it doesn't matter. We raise it to $10 over the straw, button calls, and the big blind limper calls. So now the flop comes A of hearts, 2 of hearts, 4 of spades. It's bad for our range and bad for our hand. So when the big blind checks, I'm not going to bluff multi-way with king high. So I check it back to the button, and the button checks back. So the turn comes to queen of spades, and now we have to ask ourselves, what's their range? So the big blind checked twice, so how strong can the big blind be? Occasionally he may go for a check, flop, check raise turn line, but I'm not convinced it's nearly enough for us to be worried about. So I don't think the big blind's that strong. And the button checked the flop on a wet board because there was a flush draw there. So if the button had a strong hand, he would have bet the flop if he had like a set or 2 pair. I don't know, he doesn't have 2 pair. If he had a set, he would just bet the flop because it's a wet flop. There's a flush draw there. So I don't think the button's that strong. But the button's a really sticky player. And if he had a pocket 6s or pocket 7s, I'd have to overbet the river to get him to fold. And at that point, I'm not really sure it's even worth it. So for this reason, I decide to give up with king high. Although under normal circumstances, I would just bluff here. Now the button now decides to bet $15 into a pot of about 30, so half pot. And now the big blind decides to call. I have king high, so I just fold. And I'm just gonna play the rest of the clip because it's pretty ridiculous what happens next. Never good. So face Check.
7? What?
Wait, what?
Wait, does it play?
No, you got
No, it plays.
Oh, we chop.
Good job. Good job. Oh, two. Okay, so for this hand, the cutoff limps, and we ISO in the small blind to $12, and it folds around to everyone, and the cutoff defends. So the flop comes king, jack, 9, rainbow, giving us top 2 pair, and this is actually good for our range, so I don't mind c-betting this, but people are just betting for no reason at this home game. Like, they may just bet a jack here for no reason when, you know, checking back is totally fine. So I think it's actually better to overcheck some of her hands, because people are just going to stab with random air hands a lot more than they should. And they're going to give off bet sizing tails. So for that reason, I decide to check king jack, and we're going to go for a check raise. But he ends up checking back. So now the turn comes to 6 of clubs, and we have to ask ourselves the question, how are we going to bucket his range? Well, I don't think he has very many strong hands after he limp calls from the cutoff pre-flop, and he also didn't bet the flop. So if he had a strong hand like a king, or maybe even a jack, he may consider betting it. So I don't think he's very strong. I think he's incredibly capped. And I also don't think he's going to be very inelastic with his hands. I don't think he's going to call a massive overbet with 7-5 with just some random gut shot. And then fold the river. So I think if we were going to bet, we have to go small for 2 streets, and that's okay. But I think after he limp calls pre-flop and checks back the flop, he's going to have a lot of air in his range, like maybe just some random gut shot or just even like 5-4 or something. I don't know. So I actually think checking back to let him bluff is a better option here. Because I don't think we're going to get that much value from his pocket pairs like 5s and 7s unless we go really small anyway. So unfortunately he ends up checking back, but that doesn't matter because we make a vehicle that operates in the wire. So now we have to ask ourselves the question, what's his range? And I think this range is super capped, so I think what we have to do is we just have to go like some random small sizing in hopes he calls with some random pocket pair, and that's exactly what we do, and he pays us off. So for this next hand, this is the craziest hand of PLO I've ever been in. We're doing one round of regular single board PLO, and this hand is just completely off the rails, completely crazy. There's not gonna be much analysis. I'm just gonna roll the clips and edit out the boring bits. So you guys are just gonna enjoy this one.
See all your cards.
I?
Yeah, I just saw all of your cards.
You saw all my cards.
All of your red.
Right.
Why would you fold that? That was a good.
Well, you saw my cards.
Yeah, you could still win with.
Yeah, well, yeah, if you saw my cards.
That's nuts. That's nuts.
You just don't fall straight.
So at this point the action gets a little bit mixed up, but we essentially get every action bit that's important. So I missed the people that fold, but pretty much this is what happens.
Oh my god, count it.
Oh my. What are you gonna do?
Oh my god, this is...
Alright.
Oh shit.
Wait.
Wait. No one's supposed to act. No one's
Count the words.
Okay,
Okay, I
okay.
have nuts. I flopped it straight.
Okay, I have a.
Just run it. Hey, wait.
No spade.
I have a straight. I have a straight.
I have the nut straight.
Whoa!
God.
Backdoor to
Oh
flush.
Oh my god. Wait.
Wait.
Oh my god.
Wait. You
Yeah.
went all in with just ace high and jack. Wait,
why?
what?
What do you want? Why do you
Wait,
all in?
what?
Oh.
Wait, what?
It's only $150.
Dude.
What?
You have 170.
Runner,
Flush?
Insane.
What the fuck?
Insane.
Let me
That
check.
is fuck.
What the fuck
This
happened?
guy's been getting so lucky.
You are
there.
so lucky, bro.
That is the worst way.
What? 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 An 8? You have an 8?
Yeah, but an ace.
Bro,
What? So in this hand, we peel 7-6 of diamonds in the button straddle, small blind, big blind, and middle position all limp in, and then we ISO to $17, and only the small blind calls. The flop now comes ace of spades, 7 of hearts, 6 of hearts, and the small blind donks into us for $20. So now what's small blind's range? Well, he can, for top of range, he can have a7 and a6, and for middle of his range, he can have flush draws, straight draws, and just naked ace-x hands by themselves. And of course, you can occasionally just be spazzing with air for no reason. So what should we do here? I think if we raise now, we can get value from his draws in ace-x, which I don't think are folding. So that's obviously a good choice, but if we just call, I think he's going to play face up on the turn a lot, generally speaking. If he has a strong hand, he's going to use a big size. If he has a small hand, he's going to use a small size, or check. And if he has a bluff, he may just check and give up, like a flush draw or a straight draw. So for those reasons, I do decide to end up calling, but raising is probably also okay. So now the worst turn card possible comes, it's the 8 of hearts. So some of his straight draw bluffs get there, and all of his flush draws get there. But now he decides to check it to me. So what's his range? Well, I think if he's donking a flush draw on the flop, and now the flush gets there, I'm not sure he would check it. Now that he gets the flush, I'm not sure he would just check it if he's donking in the first place. So I'm pretty confident he doesn't have a flush, and he could occasionally just have a straight here, but I'm pretty sure we have the best hand. But I also don't think we're gonna get 3 streets of value from an ace-x hand, so by the river it's actually getting pretty thin. So for that reason, I do decide to end up checking it back and evaluating the river. So now the river comes the king of clubs, and now the small blind leads out for $200. A massive overbet. So what is he even saying that he has? I guess he's just saying he has a flush. Because I can't think of much else that's gonna bet $200 on the river. So against this $200 bet, we don't even need to call that much of our range. We basically just need to call our flushes, maybe our straights, and that's it. So I'm already inclined to fold here. But if we think about this for just a minute, his story kinda doesn't make a lot of sense. If he was donking a flush on the flop, why would he check it on the turn when he gets there? That's really weird. But at the end of the day, other than that one suspicious fact, he did just overbet the pot on the river, and generally speaking, players are just going to have bet sizing tails at this game, so I just end up folding. And he shows ace 10 of hearts, so it's a good fold. So I apologize, these next 3 hands are going to be filmed vertically because I accidentally had my phone the wrong way. But I promise you that these hands are going to be worth it. I swear these hands are going to be worth it. So just bear with me. So the action pre-flop is I'm in the button straddle for $2, early position min clicks, and we get 2 callers. And I'm looking at king 7 offsuit in the button straddle, and I don't like how I play this pre-flop because I just end up calling, and that's just horrible hand to do this with. But it's a home game, and I think I'm getting a little bit carried away by the splashy friendly environment, so it is what it is. So now we bang a full house on the flop, so I'm actually just a tactical genius. Yeah, so if you guys want to get good at this game, just play king 7 offsuit and flop a full house. So early position checks, and the other 2 players check to me. Now the thing is the player on my left, so EP, he's actually a really sticky player, and he's the sticky player that I mentioned earlier at the start of this video, and he doesn't like folding. He's probably going to be very inelastic, so normally I would probably choose a smaller seat bet size, like 1/3 or half pot, since we have this entire board locked down. But the player on my left doesn't like folding, so I don't think he's gonna fold to a big size if he has a 7 or a flush draw. So I think we can actually go way bigger than we normally would, and if the other 2 players fold, so be it. So now the turn comes the 4 of diamonds, and now it's time to play everyone's favorite game. What's his range? His range is going to be flushes, pocket 7s, which is a full house, and trip kings. That's for a strong portion of his range. His medium strength portion of his range is going to be 7x and pocket pairs, such as 6s, 8s, and 5s. And then maybe any random flush draw with the ace of diamonds in his hands is also going to be in his drawing range, so I guess medium strength range, and then complete nonsense. So what happens if we go a big size here? If we go a big size on the turn, his strong hands are going to call, and his inelastic hands are going to call. So any draws with ace of diamonds and any just random flush draw. But like I said, even though he's a really sticky player, he's still going to find folds with 6s, 8s, and 5s when the flush draw gets there. So he's not a calling station. He's still going to find folds with lower pocket pairs. And his 7x. So I actually think a smaller size is going to be better. If we go a really small size when the flush completes, he's going to raise all of his super strong hands, flushes, pocket 7s, maybe trip kings, and occasionally he's going to bluff his nonsense. Like, complete nonsense and any flush draw he may occasionally bluff. But the main part of this is we're going to stack off against his strong hands no matter what, and his strong hands are going to put in all the money for us. So if we go a small size, we get value from his pocket pairs such as 6s, 8s, and 5s, and 7x, that we're not going to get value for 3 streets. So I actually think going a small size is a bit better option than a big size.
I would trip straight.
Okay, what was I called?
2 pair.
No, listen, what was I?
Oh, chance.
So now the river comes the ace of diamonds, and now he checks to me. So at this point, trips is now a bluff catcher, and even a sticky player is going to be able to fold trips. And now all of his 7x or pocket pairs that called me on the turn, now they're all going to fold if they don't have a diamond. But I did mention he's really sticky, and I don't think he's going to be able to fold a flush if I overbet a ridiculous size. So normally I would go a more reasonable size against normal player, but this guy's really sticky. So I go 2x pot, and now we play the weighing game. Now EP goes into the tank for almost 4 minutes. Now some people start getting a little bit frustrated at how long they have to wait.
Take your sorry, no good, yellow, no bitches have an ass keister off the property. That's what you can do. Can you get that on video?
So eventually I have to do something about this tanking. So I decided to show him a card. I show him a 7 and he just calls in like 6 seconds after and we're good. So in this next hand the action gets pretty hazy, but I think pre-flop what happened was I'm in the under the gun straddle, under the gun +1 double straddles. It limps all the way to me. I limp in with 5-6 of spades, and under the gun +1 checks this option. So we're 5 ways to the flop. At least that's what I think happens. Now on the flop it checks to me. I check, under the gun +1 checks, and one of the middle position limpers bets $6. Another middle position limper calls, and I call, and everyone else folds. Now the turn comes to Queen of Hearts. I check to MP1, the original flop better. He checks, and now middle position 2 bets 25 into 38. So what is middle position 2's range? I think that he's full of shit. Because what was he saying that he has? He's saying he didn't raise the flop with a 2-pair plus hand, which is possible. And now he's bang for value. Well, the problem is that he has to be slow playing a super strong hand, which I'm not saying it's not impossible, but he went a fairly small size, and when the scare card comes, he's not going to bet a hand like pocket 9s, pocket 10s, so he's saying he has 2-pair or a set, and it's possible, but I also think it's possible he has complete nonsense, so I contemplate check raising, but I end up just calling. MP1 now decides to get out of the way. The river comes to 10 of hearts, and now I check it. And now, MP2 decides to go $25. Now it's time to play our favorite game. Can you spot the live tails? So in the next clip I'm going to play, there's going to be at least 2 live tails that you can spot.
All in?
What? Michael, chill.
Nuts? You call? Nuts?
I didn't make my move yet.
Oh. Bro, if you raise me, I must fold there.
Well, how can you raise all in?
Based on all the information I have, I decided to turn my hand into a bluff, and I bet 300 into the pot. Alright, we're gonna rapid fire this. So, the first one, fake all-in. The fake all-in implies he wasn't paying attention, and usually when people have a good hand, they usually pay attention to the board, because, you know, they have a good hand. Why would they not pay attention? And it's vice versa. When they have a bad hand, they usually don't pay attention. So that kind of makes me think he's a little bit weak. Second one, the raise me I'm going to fold or raise me I'm going to call to any size. First off, if he has a good hand, why is he telling me he's going to fold if he has a strong hand? So unless he's trying to like level me into thinking he has a weak hand and he's going to a leveling war, but I'm not sure this guy's that sophisticated. So if he's why would he tell me he's going to fold if he has a strong hand? A strong hand would want me to bet, and same for vice versa. If they tell you if you raise, I'm going to call any size, why would they say that if they have a strong hand? Like, a strong hand would want you to put money into the pot, so that's kind of suspicious. And also the bet sizing towel, he went 25 into 113. If he had a strong hand, why would he be going so small? Like, maybe he's trying to level me into thinking he doesn't have a strong hand, like he's bet small to induce me. But like I said, that's giving this guy a lot of credit, so I don't believe him.
That wasn't his action.
Oh, let's fucking go, Eric.
So in this hand, we're in the $2 bun straddle with the Kiglies. Small blind limps, and now the big blind raises to 12. There's a collar in between us, and then I raise to 45. Because I realized the original raiser is going to be inelastic with a lot of his hands. He's just not going to want to fold for any reasonable size at this game. After I raise, the small blind folds, and the big blind 4-bets to 125. Now, against aggressive players who are on tilt, and the big blind is stuck a bajillion dollars, I actually don't like 5-betting. Because this is one of the few times I think you can get exploited, because if he's 4-betting with a hand like pocket jacks, which maybe or he may not be, or ace king, or even pocket queens, what 5-bet bluffs do I have? Zero. Technically, at equilibrium, GTO land, I should have ace 5 occasionally, or some other shenanigans, but that's not really something that's realistic. So against aggressive players who can have 4-bet bluffs, I'm actually just gonna flat the pocket kings. Now the flop comes Jack of Hearts, 2 of Hearts, and 6 of Hearts. Now the big blind checks to me, and what's this range? I think his range is gonna be lots of Ace King, Ace Queen, King Queen. Occasionally a hand like King Jack maybe that's scared, but I'm also not sure how many super strong hands he has in his range. Like I think Aces, Kings, Queens are gonna be inclined to bet here. So I'm not sure how strong this guy is. I actually think he's pretty weak. Like okay, like he can have pocket jacks. Is he really check raising aces with the ace of hearts or something like that? I'm not sure. At this game they're looking for an excuse to put money in the middle, so I'm not confident he's checking aces nearly enough for me to be worried about it. So I actually decide to check back and evaluate the turn so I can give him more rope to bluff. Now the turn comes to Jack of Diamonds, which makes pocket jacks a little bit less likely. And now the big blind leads for 100 into about 264. And for the reasons on the flop that I said I was going to check the flop to let him bluff the turn, I think raising now doesn't make much sense because we want him to keep bluffing. And if he has aces, then we're fucked. So now villain jams all in for effectively pot. And in order to fold pocket kings here, we have to make an assumption that villain is never bluffing, because if we fold kings, we're folding what's basically top of range, so we're folding our entire range, almost. Other than trip jacks. And aces.
All in.
How much is it my stack?
Yeah. Aces.
You have aces? I have king.
Oh my god.
Now, just for bragging rights, I just want to point out that I played this exactly how the solver would have played it, not that it actually matters, because the solver's doing it for GTO raises, I'm doing it for my own reasons, but basically, out of position checks, you check back pocket kings with the club and the diamond, 100% of the time. Look at that. Jack of diamonds, boom. He now bets, and I call, wow. 4 clubs. He now jams all in, and the solver is calling 100% of the time. Alright, that was our last hand, but I want to talk to you guys about my future expansion plans. So we're going to standardize our graphics for our next video. We're going to make them the same for each segment, so we're not going to have different animations. So that's nicer, because I was experimenting with the graphics this first video, and we're going to see which one works best. Quicker hands, I think we spent way too long analyzing our hands and some of the less important ones, so we're going to do this way quicker. And multiple choice options to give viewers more interaction with the video. So we'll put up some like A, B, C, D options, and we'll let you guys guess which one is the best choice. So guys, I'm not gonna lie, the last hand royally fucked us. But if there's anything you don't like about this first episode, you should tell me. If there's anything you like, you should tell me, and we'll get it fixed for the next one, because we're not stopping. So our road to 5,000 challenge kind of started very poorly, but it's fine. So you guys can make up for it by subscribing and liking, so I can feed my dog.